because of what our food is doing to our body, how much is in it that is so bad for us. And I'll recap it again if I need to. It is causing such damage to our liver that now 30 to 40% of adults have fatty liver disease, and they do not drink, they're not alcoholics. And 25% of children have a disease of their liver that only alcoholics used to have. That is what our food is doing. Our food is causing insulin resistance. So now this high level of insulin, what's happening here is this high level of insulin, thank you, Jess, I appreciate you moderating, is actually overwhelming the liver. All right, so when you become insulin resistant, your liver is the first organ to jump into action and say, hey guys, I'm here to help you. I'm the liver. I'm going to help you out. You have insulin resistance. I'm here to help you. Let me deal with this. So the liver begins to deal with the insulin. It is dealing with the glucose. It's dealing with everything, and it's all hitting the liver. The liver is processing it. It is trying to deal with it and get it out of the system for you. It's doing all bunch of stuff. One thing it's doing is creating triglycerides. Triglycerides begin to go up. It starts to create cholesterol problems. So cholesterol starts to get out of whack. Low good cholesterol, high bad cholesterol, big imbalance of the cholesterol ratio. All these different problems begin to happen. Okay. It starts to create fat. The liver starts to create fat as another byproduct. So now fat is forming in the liver, and the liver is becoming sick, but it's also pushing the fat out of the liver. And that's why you have this belly fat that forms. You get this belly fat, so this visceral fat surrounds the organs, the other organs in the midsection. Yes, it's live, Kaiki. But it also, the visceral fat also surrounds the heart. Even your heart is being surrounded by the liver, the fat coming out of the liver. So the liver is creating all these byproducts that I mentioned, the arthritis, the inflammation, because it's releasing inflammatory chemicals because it's being so overwhelmed by the insulin resistance. The insulin resistance is overwhelming the liver. The liver is dealing with all of these things, and it's allowing you to go through your day having no idea that you're insulin resistant. It's protecting you, but in protecting you, it's taking a lot of damage and leads to fatty liver disease. So that is how that one comes about. And it all stems back to our food. So what I want to do now is I want to go into the solutions. Now, there's 3 solutions that I'm going to talk about with you guys. Now, the reason I do 3, actually, who here's, before I go into the 3 of them, which I'm going to do right now, who's confused about if they're insulin resistant? Who here missed the symptoms and the chronic condition list that I went through to help understand if you're insulin resistant? Because I'm going to really fast, if necessary, speed out all of these symptoms if anyone's confused. If nobody's confused, I'm going to dive into the solutions. If you guys missed it, let me know. Just do a quick poll real quick if I see enough. Okay, real quick. Ready? So listen closely. I'm going to go real fast. I'm not going to pause. Ready? So symptoms are all over the body. If you have 3 or more of these symptoms or chronic illnesses, you need to reverse insulin resistance. That's the medical threshold. You need to reverse it. Ready? So real fast. So if you have acne, adult acne, skin tags, skin darkening, or velvety skin around the back of the neck, the underarms, the groin, the knuckles, the elbows, anywhere that you have creases and folds, any velvety skin, like that rough skin or skin darkening. Dark circles under the eyes, hair loss is really common, headaches, migraines, difficulty concentrating, lack of focus, brain fog. If you are tired all the time, even if you sleep 8 hours and you are always tired, I'm going real fast, I apologize, but I want to get the solutions. If you're tired all the time, difficulty maintaining motivation and needing a lot of coffees, even if you're having a really good sleep. If you are hungry all the time, if you every couple hours your body's sending you hunger cravings, thank you Mick for the gift and everybody else too. If you guys are having a lot of hunger cravings every couple hours, your body's sending you hunger cravings, you need something to go in your system. If you're finding it easy to gain weight or difficult to lose weight, if you have belly fat, if you have broader hormonal problems, because insulin is a hormone, it knocks out the other hormones as I described with PCOS, for example. Mick, thank you guys for the gifts. Edema, swelling in the hands and feet, blurry vision, neuropathy. There's a whole bunch of them. And then the symptoms, though, lead into chronic illness. So if you have, for example, blood pressure, cholesterol, obesity, fatty liver disease, thyroid problems like hypothyroidism, Alzheimer's, leading cause of Alzheimer's, leading cause of heart attack, stroke, heart disease, dementia, there's certain cancers, there's arthritis and inflammation, so osteoarthritis, sarcopenia is another one, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, and a whole bunch more. But those are the top ones. So if you have 3 or more of anything I just listed, diabetes, pre-diabetes, blood sugar problems, 3 or more of those things, you have to start dealing with insulin resistance. If you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, you are 100% insulin resistant. If you have PCOS, that's the number one cause is insulin resistance, so highly plausible that you are. But okay, let's go into the solutions. Now, I'm going to dive right into them. Now, what I'm going to do now is I am going to list out 3 solutions for you. I'm going to describe them at a high level. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer all your questions at the end, because I have people overseas watching. It's like 2, 3 in the morning for them right now, so I'm going to go fast. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mute the chat, and I'm going to just drive through the solutions for you guys. I'm going to unmute the chat at the end and answer all your questions about any of the solutions. Now, the reason I do 3 is 4 a.m. for Eugene. Eugene, I appreciate you staying on so late. I'm gonna plow through, and thank you guys for the kind comments. I really appreciate it. So let's just mute the chat real quick. Stacy, thank you. Tina, thank you. I appreciate it. And then if you guys missed all the stuff that I talked about, all the educational pieces, I've now concluded. If you missed any of that, come back to my next live next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I do it again. All right. Once a week I do this. So let's, I'm going to mute the chat real quick, and I'm going to dive into, thank you, Frida, the solutions. Okay. Comment settings. There we go. Okay. Okay. So 3 solutions. The reason I give you guys 3 is because I recognize not everybody wants to do the same solution. Everybody's different. Everyone's situation is different. So I'm going to give you guys 3. And I'm going to point out the one that I've seen work most effectively. Okay. So the first one that you can do is fasting. Now, I'm not talking about any kind of crazy fasting. The first solution is fasting. I'm not talking about any kind of crazy fasting. The reason why fasting is amazing for insulin resistance is because your insulin right now is stuck up here. It's chronically elevated. We need to get that insulin and bring it down. That's what we have to do. And fasting is a way to let your system go to sleep, to just rest, to not be metabolizing for enough hours for your body to take that insulin and begin to bring it down a little bit. Now, you don't have to do any kind of crazy fasting. You don't have to do a 2-day fast, no 3-day fast, no 5-day fast. I'm on a 4.5-day fast right now. You don't got to do that. I said it earlier, but I want to clarify that's not part of the solution, all right? You don't have to do any long fasting. Simple daily intermittent fasting is perfect. So the 16-8 is what I recommend. And the reason I recommend 16-8, what that means is 8 hours of eating. You eat all your food in 8 hours. A lot of people wake up, they skip breakfast, they eat at noon, that's when they break their fast. Then for the next 8 hours, until 8 p.m. at night, you eat all your meals, all your food in that 8-hour period. After the 8 hours is up, you stop eating and you fast. No more food goes into the body, all right?